is Dr. Damages. I'm coming to you from the greatest city in the world, New York City!
Get out of here, man. Get out of here.
Welcome to the show. My name is Dr. Damages. You're coming to you from the greatest city in the world,
New York City!
Yes. New York City is so great that we have appointed the first mayor of New York City at night.
Hey!
Yep. Her name is Mayor Ariel Powers. Oh yes. New York City is a different city at night. That we need a different mayor to run the thing at night. You know what I mean? Yeah. Which is no. The job of the mayor is to mediate between New Yorkers who are sleeping and those who are party goers, like you and your friend. You know what No, the job is big job. You know, like when they vomit, those party goers, when they're coming back and they vomit on the street of New York, someone has to clean it up. And they not what? Are you not? Didn't you do that? No, seriously. This is. Let me ask you. What kind of problems are you dealing with in your city?
Yes.
You. Did you notice how innovative we dealt with this problem of party goers and the city? You didn't see we appointed a night mayor. Now, the same thing cannot be said of the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. Oh yeah. In the past, there is always a problem when a pastor, an imam, and a rabbi go into a Starbucks coffee shop. Well, not anymore. Now, the problem starts when two black men go into a Starbucks to wait for the third one.
Call the cops.
It never ends well. You know, it could lead to an arrest or even something worse. Yeah. Now, that was what happened in Philadelphia last week.
What?
Two black men went into Starbucks to discuss business ideas.
Tell them.
If any of the ideas is about buying a Starbucks franchise, that is out of the table. They can't do that anymore. You know. So while they were there waiting for the third man, the staff of the store asked the men to leave because they did not buy something at the coffee shop. They did not buy anything, not even coffee, not donut, nothing. The two refused to leave, and the store manager called the police. Now watch what happened.
The men, who don't want to be identified by name, were held in custody for 8 hours before they were released.
That was how the two men were arrested for trespassing.
Oh no.
Now, if you know the coffee shop called Starbucks, its primary function is where people go and meet friends. That's where I met Tomato Juice. Okay. It's on every street of America. Just like Redeemed Christian Church of God. It's on every street corner in Nigeria.
Yeah, Daddy G.O.
Even the logos of the two, Starbucks and Redeemed, they are the same. Look at it. They look alike. No, I'm not making it up. The only difference is that at Starbucks, you meet a friend, while at Redeemed Christian Church, you meet God. No, that's it. Now, the cost of using the two spaces for meeting is also the same. At Starbucks, you are expected to buy a cup of coffee for $10. At Redeemed Christian Church, you are expected to buy a chance to make heaven by paying tithes. You have to pay tithes. If you don't buy coffee, like my homeboys in Philly, you won't be allowed to use the bathroom at Starbucks. No, at Redeem, if you don't pay your tithe, Pastor Adeboye will personally slam the door of heaven in front of you. Boy,
Daddy G.O.
Make it clear to them. Anyone who is not paying his tithe is not going to heaven. Full stop.
I know. You see, full stop. God's words, no appeal.
None.
Once it's done, it's done. Anyway, as a result of the protest by Black Lives Matter people, you know them, and the campaign to boycott Starbucks, the CEO of the company has met with the two black boys. Show us the picture. No, that's not the picture. Show us the real picture. Anyway, he also announced that on May 29th, over 8,000 Starbucks stores in America will close down so that they will train their staff on racial bias.
Oh my Jesus.
As for my homeboys, they have hired their own attorney. And their next business meeting will be in a more fanciful place. They're not meeting in Starbucks anymore. You see, if those two men were white, nobody will call the police on them.
No.
They don't even have to buy anything before they are allowed to use the bathroom. That's how it is. They will be allowed to go to the toilet anytime they want. talking of toilets, the reputation of some big-named Americans have gone to the toilets.
How? Doctor who?
No, I'm not talking about Donald Trump anymore. Not like that. I'm giving up on him. No. I'm talking about this man.
Started to tell him about the allegation was that he had been involved with prostitutes in a hotel in Moscow in 2013 during a visit for the Miss Universe pageant, and that the Russians had filmed the episode.
Oh.
Wait. Is that the former director of the FBI? And he was talking about briefing the President of the United States of America. Hey!
Oh.
Hello, man. These are not ordinary times.
They are not.
And he interrupted very defensively and started talking about it. You know, do I look like a guy who needs hookers?
How?
Okay. Stop. Do I look like I need a hooker? No. How do you know guys who need hookers, prostitutes? Is there any way we know them? Do they wear horns? Actually, there is a way to know guys who need hookers.
Really?
According to the statistics by the Center for Behavioral Science,
Oh.
men who go for hookers are typically low-esteemed, middle-aged, overweight men who used to be nice-looking.
Oh, no.
Yeah, those are the men. These are the kind of men, They also play golf, Now, that is a real center. Now, okay. Comey, go ahead.
How could your wife think there's a 1% chance you were with prostitutes peeing on each other in Moscow?
Okay, stop. Please, take that video out. Take that video. I don't want to see anymore. But before we continue, I have a question. When will the Republican Party in America expel this former FBI director? When? Because for anti-party activities. I don't get it. This is where Africa is way ahead of these bloody Americans. We're ahead. If this were to be in Africa, James Comey would have been expelled from the political party, from the Republican Party, for anti-party activities.
Yes!
In fact, then he would have been deported to Siberia. That's what they did in Kenya. Did I make it up? No. Now, I've never said this before, but I strongly believe that this is what my church people, my church friends, call the end times.
Oh, it's over. It's all over.
No, it will take a long time before America heals from all the iniquities of these days of Donald Trump. I'm telling you, take it, write it down. Go and write it down. Talking of healing, a traditional healer in Guinea named Nana Fanta Kamara. Kamara has been sentenced to 5 years in prison for deceiving women into thinking they were pregnant. Kamara gave hundreds of women who were unable to conceive. Can you imagine that? A mixture of leaves, herbs, and other medicine that caused their stomach to be bloated and make them feel pregnant. Now, for that, she collected $33 in a country where the average monthly pay is $48. Now, these women looked pregnant for 12 to 16 months. Not 9, 12 to 16. Some of the substances Kamara gave the women were discovered to be harmful to their lives with long-term complications. Now, during her trial, Kamara said this, and I quote, "I worked very hard to help the women realize their dream, but the rest is in the hands of God." Poor God. His hands are full. Now, the question I have is what's the difference between what Kamara did and what pastors in Nigeria are doing every day?
Yes, nothing.
I mean, giving people false hope, is it not?
Yes.
Now, part of the story that scared me was when the court found our woman, Kamara, guilty of impersonating a doctor. How does one do such a thing?
I don't know.
I'm one of those, impersonating a doctor. You know what I mean? I'm not the only one impersonating other people.
Are you impersonating?
No, I'm not impersonating anybody. The people called service chiefs in Nigeria are truly impersonating chiefs and what they do as service. Service chiefs, including the military chiefs, all of them. Did you see what happened in Zamfara state last week?
What?
No?
What?
Watch.
The fleeing persons comprise of women and children whose husbands and fathers were killed in cold blood by the gunmen. In tears and in serious anguish over the loss of their breadwinners, the women and children are staying in the secretariat of Anka local government area with little or nothing to survive on.
Oh yeah, bandits, they just cross into Nigeria, come in and kill people and disappear. And Zamfara state is the home state of Nigeria's Minister of Defense. Now, how confident does that make you feel? That you are the home of the Minister of Defense is under attack and he couldn't do anything? The killings in Benue are going on. The ones in Taraba, in Nasarawa, everywhere. People are being killed. And our service chiefs are parading themselves around in convoys of military police. Okay. To be fair to them, they do come in after each killing. And they take care of the wounded. Here they are in action. I mean, that's what they are doing. If you think about it. Now, I wonder what the defense chief and the inspector general of police, what they are saying now. Now that Fulani headsmen are killing police officers and arming people. What are they saying? Look at the headline.
Oh, what?
Yeah, in your Nigeria, yes. Just as a reminder, here is Nigeria's defense minister talking about why Fulani headsmen were killing Nigerians. Watch.
If those routes are blocked, what happened? These people are Nigerians. What is it, if I may ask you? Is the grazing law?
I know. Hey! You know, that's what he said.
Minister!
Yep. Now, here is Nigeria's Inspector General of Police talking about the same thing on the front of Nigerian newspapers. Look at him.
Oh!
Yep.
What?
Yeah, he said that it was that's the question. Who did this to us? He said that anti-grazing law is the reason why people are being killed. Now, here's my question. Now that the police and the army are being killed by Fulani headsmen, is it still the same Benue State law that is causing them to kill people?
I don't know. I don't know.
Or is it because farmers are blocking their grazing routes? That's what they told us. Is that why they're killing the army and the police?
I can't tell.
Is their solution still what has been always that Nigerians should accommodate them, those killers? Is that the solution? No. The same killers that Buhari discovered in London, he had to go to London to discover that they were Gaddafi's men. Is that what's going on? Yeah.
How? Hey!
The people killing the military and the police. Is that what is going on? Anyway, listen. The Nigerian Senate lost their cool this week over the matter. Watch.
And I'm saying this, that all the service chiefs and head of security agency should immediately be sacked. There's no two ways about this. I believe these people have lounged enough. I believe they have exhausted all ideas within them. I believe what is deposited in them over the years as security experts and everything has been exhausted.
Now, don't make me laugh. They want the service chiefs to be fired. You know, didn't he announce in the last 1 year that he's going to reshuffle his cabinet?
Yes.
Has he done that? Has he done that?
No.
I tell you. Ministers like Kayode Fayemi, you know him, running for governor in Ondo State, and Adebayo Shitu, the one running for governor in where? But they will still be ministers and be running for governors because Buhari will not know that they are still ministers.
I know.
He wouldn't know. He would just. Anyway, like Buhari said in London, he's busy thinking about the economy and security. Are you not touched? I sent my crack reporters. It's been a long time we sent them out. I sent them to London where Buhari has been spending his vacation time. Here is what Buhari said about security. Watch.
What we have achieved between then and now, and I think people were impressed with the answer. The security we have done quite well.
I know. He said when it comes to security, I think we have done well. I tell you, in February of next year, Nigerians will have the chance to tell him whether he has done well.
Exactly.
They will tell him what they think. You know. Now, at the same Commonwealth Forum, President Muhammadu Buhari said something that left me scratching my head. And I'm sure it will make you scratch your head. Watch.
More than 60% of the population is below the age of 30. A lot of them haven't been to school, and they are claiming, that Nigeria has been an oil-producing country. Therefore, they should sit and do nothing and get housing, healthcare, education free.
I know. Can you believe that? So when Buhari looks at Nigerian youths, he sees lazy people who want free things because they are from an oil-producing nation.
We are not lazy.
When was the last time you got a free thing from Nigeria?
I don't know.
First of all, Nigeria graduates over 500,000 people. Graduates every year.
Yes.
And half of them cannot find any job.
On the dump, the arrival of the rains makes life a whole lot harder and smellier for everyone.
Anytime there's rainy season in the dump, everything gets messed up. No buyers. Most of the customers are afraid of the rain because they get wet and they get cold. So during the rainy season, the dump site is very horrible.
The next year, another 250,000 will join the 250,000 from last year in the unemployment line.
I know.
Can you imagine? That's why Nigeria's unemployment rate is 20%.
I know.
Buhari's own Bureau for Statistics, they manipulate figures. They still say that 16 million Nigerians are unemployed.
Oh!
Are these 16 million people unemployed because they are lazy? I don't think so.
No.
Now, look at these kids trying to make a living out of the trash dump. Look at them.
Wow.
Are they lazy?
Terrible.
Are they lazy?
No.
Do they sit at home waiting for free gifts from the government?
No.
Free healthcare?
No.
When was the last time you got any free healthcare in Nigeria?
I can't remember. Not at all.
This what I don't know. Why is Buhari talking down on Nigerians again?
I don't know why.
Who did this to Buhari that whenever he's abroad, he throws Nigeria under the bus?
Every time.
Fela. Come, help me.
My people are useless, my people are senseless, my people are indisciplined. I never heard that before.
My people are useless, my people are hopeless, my people are indisciplined. I never hear them before. Make government talk. I probably know why when Buhari looks at Nigerian youths, he sees only lazy do-nothing bunch. Do you know why? This is what happens when the only youths around you are either sneaking out at night to rest with their power bikes or waiting for a son of an oil magnate to come and marry them. Another Nigerian politician who is in the UK now consulting is Abubakar Atiku. You know him. In a This Day story, Atiku is said to be in the UK repairing his reputation. I will pause for you to finish laughing. I would rather put my money on Magic Fashek coming out with a #1 Billboard hit than Atiku being able to repair his reputation. I'm just telling you, the Medal of Honor in corruption practices went from Ibrahim Babangida to Abubakar Atiku. He passed the baton to Abubakar Atiku. You know when it happened? When those 53 suitcases came in and he was...
I know.
Anyway, I wanted to say something else. But I remember this.
It's sometimes I used to wonder whether the sign of courage is to abuse somebody in a public office. If you are able to do that, then you are a courageous man.
Wow! Hey!
I know. But he's not a public officer anymore. At this point, he's not in office.
Yes.
So let me say this. It is easier to clean up Kosi Ojako. You know Kosi Ojako? It's easier to clean up Kosi Ojako's reputation than to clean up Atiku's reputation. I mean, for Kosi, it's just for her to move from this to this. I truly sympathize with Atiku. He doesn't want to end up depressed the way Babangida is.
I know.
That's the problem.
I know. Yes.
A whole self-proclaimed evil genius.
Hey, evil genius.
He's so depressed. Look at the way he was talking about why he will not write his autobiography.
Will you write an autobiography so that people can learn from your experience?
I don't know. People may not read it because it's coming from a dictator. Yeah, but a lot would say dictator. Yeah, he cancelled June 12, and that will kill the thing about the book.
The man is finished. That's what happens to you if you are an evil genius and you spend your life doing evil things. You end up like this. This is my conclusion. You know what? Let's bring Babangida to conclude for us.
I came out with one conclusion, and it may be rubbish as time goes by. Having come from IBB, it's not serious.
That's it. People will say he's from IBB. He's a dictator. He annulled the June 12th. Is useless. That's how he sees himself now. Can you imagine that? Don't you feel sorry for him?
I know.
Don't you feel sorry for him? Despite all the money, despite everything, this is how he ended. This is something we call secrets of
pictures.
It's based on the premise that a picture is worth more than 1,000
words.
Now, the picture you're looking at is the picture of the Nigerian Senate, where some talks are running away with the maze of the Senate, the symbol of authority of the Nigerian Senate. Look at them. Look at them.
This is terrible.
This is what do you expect?
Is it an action movie?
What do you expect?
Is it a movie?
Listen. What do you expect when the Senate has lost its own the soul of the Senate?
I know.
When you cannot criticize the president of the country in the Senate because they don't want you to do that.
I know.
I mean, what is left? These are people we elected to hold the president accountable.
Yes, no.
But they say no, you cannot. So it's okay. Let them lose their maze. They already lost everything.
And they lost it.
That's a nonsense. Who is the man? Who is the senator that they said is Is he the one that took this maze or his talks? What happened?
Delta Boys talks. You're very
this what happens when you don't have a president in the country. No. Did you hear that the vice president had a federal executive council meeting and nobody came?
Nobody showed up.
Nobody came. The ministers are running for governor. Everybody is doing their own thing. Buhari is in London talking down on Nigeria. What do you expect? Wonderful country. Who did this to us? I keep asking that question. Who do we know?
I don't know.
Which juju? Something happened, Maybe it's because of the slaves. They are fighting back. People we sold.
We need digital leaders.
Here are some stories making headline news across Nigerian newspapers this week. Kenya's Teachers Service Union. Do you know them?
No.
Oh yeah, they are very, very important in Kenya. Kenya's Teachers Service Commission kicks out of the teaching profession 71 teachers for misconduct. 25 of them for sleeping with their students. Now is Pastor Professor Richard Akindele one of them? Is he one of them? I don't know. Did anything happen to the man? I mean, we're counting.
Country.
You mean Anyway, we have 5 rounds or five times. Somebody was doing the calculation that 5 times doesn't mean one time might be 5 rounds. So 5 times could be 5 times 5, 25.
Hey!
Anyway, teacher, teach me nonsense. Okay, go. Don't teach me nonsense. Is that not what Fela said? These are some of the teachers who were teaching nonsense. But in Kenya, they fired them. In Nigeria, they pamper them. That's it. That's the difference. That's the difference. Oh, this one is wonderful. Right-thinking Nigerians confirm they now enjoy better electricity than in the past, says Power Minister Babatunde Fashola.
Oh, darkness minister.
No, he said it. That you see, Fashola don't mind them. My able minister don't mind them.
Able minister.
Let me tell you. In the next budget, what you are going to do is to make sure you have money for cloning of right-thinking Nigerians. Yes. Because the problem is that we don't have enough of them.
Yes.
That's why people here like this one's complaining. If you clone right-thinking Nigerians, they will tell you that things are going well. Nonsense. Right-thinking Nigerians. I didn't know there are some right-thinking. You know the right-thinking Nigerians are people who work in Asoro. People who are getting money. They are the right. They're in the Senate. They are right-thinking Nigerians. All the rest of you who are home in the dark, you can't even watch Dr. Damages because there's no light, there's no power. You are the wrong-thinking Nigerians. You know, nonsense. Now, this is wonderful. This is from our friend Oji Zokalo. He said, I am not campaigning for Buhari to win favor over corruption case. Says Oji Zokalo. Hey. You know, I didn't know he has corruption cases hanging on his neck. I didn't know. Did you know that? I was counting on him to be the next Igbo president. Is that not what the plan is to make him? I know. Damn, I didn't know. My friend, my brother, don't mind him. You know, why will you do something? Why will Oji Zokalo do something like stupid as this? You know, supporting the government because of corruption. He won't do something as stupid. You know, looking for favor. No, he cannot. You know, that's no.
Nonsense.
Oji Zokalo, you know, these are the people, you know, these are the people who are running the country. You see, only corrupt-minded people think that way. This is from the vice president. Some of the best Christians in Nigeria are serving in Buhari's government.
What about the Muslims?
No wonder. No. This is, I didn't know that. I've been wondering why is it that there's transformation, change, things are going well. It's because some of the best Christians are serving in the government, unlike the past government of Jonathan, when some of the worst Christians were serving there. Now things are moving well because I didn't know there are some best Christians and worst Christians. I didn't really know. I didn't know. You know, it's something new to me. Are you a good Christian or a bad one? I prefer my father being referred to as general. I prefer my father being referred to as general. This I'm like, hey yeah. You see, we from Zamfara and from Uyo, from Morocco, we prefer your father being referred to as ex-president. Is that not what we're thinking about?
Old president.
He wants him as general. We want him as ex-president. You know, it's exactly the same thing, isn't it? It's the same thing. Just few more months. I prefer my father to be referred to as general. General who cannot give security to Nigerians. People come into Zamfara to do anything they like and go. People come in from Libya, do anything they like and go. And he wants his father to be referred to as general. What do they call your father? Teacher. Doctor. It's time for your email. It's time for your email. Wow, tomato juice. This is not tomato juice. Nobody told me. Hello, how are you?
Doctor.
What's your name?
Nurse Tangerine.
Wow, that's a good orange. Wait. So where are you from? Where do you?
I'm a nurse at NYU.
This one is expensive.
This one is smart. NYU. You know, you didn't go to a community college from NYU.
NYU.
Are you sure we can afford? Who? Are you sure? Did we talk about the check?
I don't know.
Okay. We'll see how we go. You know how things are.
Let's see.
Do you know how we practice what we do here?
Are you ready for me?
Okay, I'm ready. Do we have emails today?
Every day, doctor.
Wow, this one is prepared though. This one is prepared. Okay, let's hear them.
Okay, doctor.
Yeah.
Our first email is from Aliyu Musa.
Aliyu, my friend, we used to eat suya long time ago in Zamfara when he was still under Sokoto.
Okay.
Before some of this.
This when you were in Nigeria.
Yeah, when I was practicing.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He writes.
Yes.
Hello, doctor.
Yes, my man.
There is a very serious issue that has been going on in Zamfara State.
Yes.
There are killings almost every single week.
To fear.
And the governor is not doing anything about the issue.
Oh my God.
To fear.
Please, you should be talking about this on your show.
Wow. You know, didn't we talk about it today? We talked about it. Do you know that the defense minister is from there? The governor, when they are killing people in his state, he's somewhere in Abuja drinking and enjoying life. Enjoying life. You know, this is terrible. You know, this is what I think we should do. This is what I think you should do. We should start putting up their pictures everywhere. The way we post pictures of that professor from Obafemi and so these are the people responsible for the killings in your state. Because if they do their jobs, there won't be this thing happening.
All right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
my friend. Thank you very much for writing. We appreciate this. We are trying to put our satellites and our. We know what? Why don't we send our crack reporters to Zamfara?
Yes, no.
I think we should.
We should.
Yeah. Next.
Our next email is from UC.
You see.
I think she's not your friend from that university.
Oh, yes. When I was a visiting professor. Yes.
And she writes,
yes.
Dear doctor.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm pleased the way you are using your talents. More grace to your elbow.
Wait. See. She said I have talent. I didn't know. Unlike people who just like this doctor. This is what I'm talking about. What does she want?
Please help me tell my VC of the whole University of Nigeria and Nsukka to release the change of course for year 1 students. They collected 100,000 naira initially and later brought it down to 50,000.
What?
Once you get GP1.
What?
I know some departments, not every one student has changed. If we cannot rely on a whole VC, what legacy are they leaving for those students? The cries of those poor students will pierce heaven. Doctor, please speak for the oppressed.
Thank you, thank you, my friend. You see, this is what I'm talking about. Is it not at University of Ibadan Medical School? They are demonstrating because of increase in these fees. How can you increase the fees by 500%? Without warning? You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Instead of doing it gradually, University of Nigeria and Nsukka, now there's a problem. And VC, I think this is what I'm thinking. We should have a hall of shame.
I agree.
Put it out there every week. This is our person that is a head of the hall of shame. How can universities be promising things to kids and they don't fulfill it? You know what I mean? These are the leaders of tomorrow. It doesn't make sense. Anyway, thank you for reading the email. Thank you for writing us. We'll follow up. If nothing changes, let us know. You know what I mean? Just write us again so that we can tell our crack reporters to. And once they go there, you know it's trouble. It's trouble. The maze might disappear. And once our crack reporters go, the road might things will, don't tempt us. So you know what I mean? Okay, that's all the time we have for emails. Please keep sending your emails to drdamages@gmail.com and follow us on Twitter @DrDamages and on Instagram @DrDamages. Now here is my concern for today. It's taken from page 419 of the book Give It Up, Atiku by Toni Morrison. It's a new book and it says anything dead coming back to life hurts. You know what I mean? Anything, I go deep to find this. Anything dead coming back to life, it hurts. It's like Atiku's political career is dead. Bringing it back to life, it hurts. Until next week, I'm Dr. Damages. I diagnose. You heal yourself. So, wow, this is wonderful. Nurse, come, talk to me. So, what is it like? How is life?
Where
have you been? Yeah, NYU, yeah.
What do you want to know?
NYU.
I don't know if people can afford me.
We have 40,000 people looking at you now. You know, and this is your life is changing. You're going to be a star. You're going to be a star. You know, if you are. How do you deal with attention? Because whatever happened to Tomato? Do you know Tomato? Have you met the person you talk?
I'm not sure. Like I kind of heard of her, yeah, but you know.
You think you can?
I mean.
Well, so what part of Africa are you from?
I'm from Nigeria.
Nigeria. So are you one of those youths that you have a job now?
Yes,
so you cannot be one of those youths that are lazy and waiting for handouts.
No.
So I don't want to put you on the spotlight. What do you think about Buhari running for a second term in office?
Will he even be able to survive it?
Hey, cut. That's it. No, this one is too. You're not supposed to be political. You're a nurse. Why are you political? It's going to be bombastical.